do you make of the change to the serve? From
15 though.
You see it holding up. It obviously started pretty well, isn't it? But I mean, how different is it, Petch, from what it was before in your eyes?
I mean, it's not a huge change.
Doesn't look it, does it?
No, no. It's a bit shorter.
Chung has chance to make on the right baseline.
Nice of the guys to make us look half decent by, after a two-shot rally, producing something that we think we might see a little bit more of. And this is going to be a test for Novak, I think, in terms of physically. If you're in Chung's corner tonight, if you're Neville Godwin, and you come in with this few matches, I mean, you're telling him to make this physical, because I think Chung arguably could have Novak's number in that regard out here.
30 love. Chung has 2 challenges remaining.
Purely because Novak hasn't had the match is in the bank in recent memory. Not because he's not fit enough, not because he's certainly not durable enough. We've seen it over the years, just how incredibly fit he is and capable of finishing long matches. But I just think that's a couple of the unknowns that we don't know heading into a match like this.
Well, more than we don't know. He doesn't know, does he? Really, I mean, you can, as you well know, you can do everything in the off-season until you get out there and these sorts of different sorts of adrenaline kicks in, and then you're going to find out, right?
Yep. It's just more of an abbreviated motion going back to his serve. It's just a little shorter. It's a little quicker up through the swing.
Service speeds, incidentally, are actually up from last year, if that makes any difference. Not a lot, but his average first service speed 118 here, second 98 last year. It's up 3 and 2 respectively. Only problem to sort out here, though.
Wait, please. Again, Chung.
That was a big double, wasn't it?
Thank you. Too
drastic in those numbers, aren't they, really?
More important when you hit them rather than how many.
There's the man who was over in Monte Carlo for a couple of weeks in the off-season. December, working with his charge. Agassi was actually, to be honest, until breaking with him a few months ago. Great quote. He said he feels that Djokovic will redefine what a 35-year-old tennis player looks like from a physical standpoint. Such is the prowess that he has physically. Whether that's true or not, we'll find out in a few years from now. But clearly if he's being truthful, he feels that Djokovic has got some good years ahead of him.
$15-40.
There's the man on the right who has just joined. Come from a pretty similar cloth you go fitting, don't you, Djokovic and Stepanek, in their approach to life and the. I expect they share a laugh or two as well. That's the call.
30-40.
We think Stepanek was brought on board for Pecha. I'm guessing a couple of obvious answers to that, but what do you think he brings to the table?
I think he brings a closeness to the players that are on tour. I think he brings a strategic nuance that you need out there on the court for the players that are coming through. He's played a lot of the players, and I think that helps. You know what the feel. You kind of know their patterns of play, but doesn't matter your patterns of play. If you can drill a ball at 141, I don't care how well you move. That is fantastic from Chung. He's a little underrated in the power department as well. He's a much bigger hitter than people give him credit.
Advantage Chung.
Oh, yes. Wow, what a couple of quality points that is from the Korean. Djokovic here simply beaten for the pace.
Chung leads to game to love.
I mean, he moves arguably as well as the man down the other end of the court does over the years, and we have praised Djokovic's movement and from the back of the court his ability to defend and be aggressive at the same time. Chung has just done a magnificent job of doing exactly that back.
Just struggling
Love the team
right now. Some of those rallies in the next gen finals, particularly in the final with Andrei Rublev, just eye-watering really at times. Athlete.
Love 30.
I don't think it's any great surprise, to be honest. I think he knew it was going to be a test tonight. Not that the others weren't going to be a test, but I think having watched the way that Chung played, he knew that he was going to have to get some free points with his serve, which immediately puts you under a little bit more pressure. And then when you have that technical change thrown in, albeit a small one, it's possibly going to throw you out of kilter. But for how long, I'm not sure. But already, the one thing I will say, even though the pace is there, I'm not totally convinced that the accuracy is where it used to be with it.
Well, I guess the serve's one issue, but when you get beaten off the ground, when he starts to beat you off the ground, then that becomes
15,
slightly more
14.
concerning. This guy certainly has got some weapons.
Yep. Yeah, he's up there, as we were discussing earlier, in terms of pace. He did some good work on how quickly he was hitting the ball in his previous round. And it's something that Novak is going to have to contend with tonight.
Yeah, Chung's average forehand speed against Zverev, 80 miles an hour. His average backhand speed was 75. That was over the course of the 5 sets. That speed is most certainly troubling this guy.
Chung
Right
leads
now.
3 games to love.
Nick was just giving those numbers at 80 miles an hour for Chung off
15
his
love.
forehand 75. To put a little bit of meat on that bones, just to give you a point of reference, the biggest sort of combined hitter we had on the tour on hard courts last year was, and on pretty much every surface, Dominic Thiem. He was at 81 and 77 off his backhand. So he's right in the ballpark, Chung. And then you couple that with his speed around the court, his defensive qualities.
Pretty potent.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a 191 first serve that looked comfortable for Chung.
Thirty 15.
It's a shaky start, you can't deny that. It's on the other hand, it's been rock solid. Play at night a couple of days ago, didn't he, against Albert Ramos Vinales? That was an evening session match, not on this court. So lost that particular skill, has he?
40-30.
Defense off the backhand, probably the best the game's ever seen. Certainly one of them.
Yeah, I would say it's the best. It's almost, you know, to be able to be offensive from a defensive position is just a remarkable skill, as you say, to have.
Again, Chung.
We've played 22 points in this match. Excuse me, 25 points.
Chung leads 4 games to love.
Djokovic has won just 8 of them. It's a rough start. Take us through this one.
Well, it's a lovely ball toss, nice and smooth with the straight arm there on the left hand. A good height gives him a chance to use those legs, and he's got a lot of strength in them. You can see, again, good drive up with his legs. Serves so much about tempo. And
Good team, though.
if you can just keep putting the ball in the same place time and time again, as Chung does, you're going to get a high percentage of first serves in. And, well, right now, that's proven to be the case. 70% for Chung.
frustration in that shot, wasn't there? Just be forced to take the ball a little bit earlier, mightn't he, if things continue as this way. And on the other hand, is Djokovic's serve, well, the feet part of it. There we go.
Very quickly up into the trophy position. When he does get there, it doesn't look any different really to his old motion. Great example there of the real raw power that this man has off the ground.
40-15. Again, Djokovic.
Well, it's taken 18 minutes, but it's Novak Djokovic who gets his side of the scoreboard ticking over.
Chung leads 4-1.
Typical kind of Novak point. Big return up the middle of the court, under the toes of his opponent, and then starts moving the ball around the court.
The year he had in 2015, Djokovic, just reminding me, went 82-6 that year, and it's got to be considered one of the best years of all time, isn't it?
Yep.
Just lost to Wawrinka in the final of the French. It's a truly staggering season 3 years ago.
And he's been gifted the opening, has Chung, really, by the double faults from Novak, and he just needs to not fall into the trap whereby he feels like he needs to press more than he actually does.
15-40.
He's actually been out hitting Novak in terms of pace off the ground. He's got an extra 3 Ks on his forehand and an extra 5 off his backhand. So he certainly can do enough damage if he continues to keep the ball in the court, take Novak's time away. Not everybody can.
You see Djokovic take the ball up the line as early as he does in this rally as well, which is a sign that he knows that he's got to up his level here. Andre Agassi, of course, who enjoyed so much success here in Australia. Didn't come to Australia, did he, for a long time, Andre? Missed the first 10 years as a professional. He didn't come down to Australia. So when he did, he certainly made it count. let off for Chung in this game.
Advantage, Chung. Deuce.
Well, even if he doesn't, you can just see there the change in the forehand from Chung there. If you go back and look at him from a couple of years ago, far more sort of traditional kind of racket face at the back there, almost sort of pointing as you used to get taught to play this game. Racket back and then forward through the shot, but he's got that turn now in the wrist, giving him a little bit more spin on the ball.
Good
Advantage, Djokovic.
good pressing. Solid defence, wasn't it? Djokovic would have been hopeful to make that last one.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to forget just how important that is to his style of play as well, Chung. You're not going to get right through Novak consistently. You're going to have to defend. You're going to have to feel the pain, and he's done a good job there of knuckling down and playing to his own strengths as well.
Knock Djokovic off balance. I'm not entirely sure that was the cleanest strike, but still get a sense of how big that ball is. Rare you see Djokovic like that, isn't it? Sort of just slightly off balance. Maybe it was a little shank, but I'll take it.
May have thought the serve was out, but it's a special gift this man has to return the serve, and that just flew off Novak's strings.
I think so sure if this guy does hit the big time, he won't be short of sponsorship opportunities really in the part of the world he's from. One would have thought. This guy's going to be big time.
Advantage,
He's already got a few backers. You'll notice the Samsung sign there on his arm. He had to work relatively hard for it. But Djokovic is now on back-to-back games.
Chung leads 4-2.
Yu Weibing's agent a few weeks ago, and some pretty big numbers he's commanding already. A young man from China. I guess the Chinese market might be slightly different from the South Korean one, but you get the idea.
Yeah, the biggest numbers that he'll be concerned about right now, Chung, is the unforced error count in that last game. That was a game, he'll be a little disappointed, because it just showed, regardless of what happens to this opening set, a little bit of frailty off the ground for the very first time. Just be the sort of encouragement that Djokovic would want.
Love 15.
Courtesy of Hawkeye, just looking, talking about the accuracy of serve, looking at Novak's first serve here last year, within about a metre of the line, the side lines and the service line, he was 68% on the deuce side and 67 on the ad, and it was a hallmark of his serve, not the raw pace, but the accuracy, just like that tight to the line, and he was just
15.
able to dial it up at will. Just looking at his numbers through to this stage of the tournament, he's at 44% tight to the line on the deuce side and 55, so quite a big drop off for the former world number one.
Understandable, I guess. The change of motion, would you say? He's got to bed in, he's got to get confidence in it a little bit.
Absolutely, and he's obviously changed a little bit with his racket as well, hasn't he? We saw the flat out frame when he was practicing Monte Carlo with lead tape on it as well, so that's also going to throw your timing off a little bit, and
Second serve.
arguably why that ended just out rather than just in as it used to. But that number almost more
15-30.
significant, I would
Djokovic
say,
has
than
two
the
challenges
number
in.
of double faults that are coming at the moment for Novak, because it means that the ball's coming back into play that many more times with a little bit more on it as well. So he's just not gaining the benefit that he used to. He's having to work harder for those service points.
Thirty on.
I feel he should have made that one as well. It was relatively pacey. In fact, that was Djokovic's fastest in the evening. Particularly pleased.
40-30.
Just a little bit of spin on it to take it away from Chung here, and I wonder if that just played a part. Big ask.
Deuce.
To 6.
Yeah, and obviously that's going to put more pressure on his first serve, maybe be arguably even more conservative than he's had to be so far in the tournament with the change to his motion, so therefore he's going to be even closer to the middle of the box, take a little bit of pace off it so he doesn't have to hit so many seconds. So significant challenges here in the opening set for Djokovic.
Advantage Djokovic.
And a terrific first serve when he needed there, and again, look at that, enough pace on it, didn't need to go that close to the lines to get it past Chung.
Didn't get any rewards there, did he? And on the receiving end of a fair bit of what he's done to a few players over the years.
Deuce.
Gets there so quickly with his preparation so good. Look at that. Just hold it as long as he felt he needed to until Djokovic had to make a move.
three very long games here, haven't we?
Advantage Djokovic.
Djokovic can win all three. It's going to be a bit of a body blow for Chung. Oh, that's magnificent. Nothing wrong with the approach, was there?
No, nothing wrong. And this is one of some of the greatest evolution in our game, this ability to hit an open stance backhand that well from that position. Phenomenal. Look at the strength in his legs. Terrific first volley from Djokovic, and then good anticipation on the forehand that Chung had to cover the cross court.
Advantage Djokovic.
Look at that, just a little move. Figured that was the best opportunity for Chung, took it away from him.
He's certainly asking some pretty demanding questions though, isn't he? Hyeon Chung so far.
Again, Djokovic.
So he's 3 games in a row, 3 long games.
You both please.
This, of course, would be a big one. He'd beaten Sasha Zverev in the previous round.
Love the team.
Against that match, wasn't it? Zverev kind of fading away in that 5th set pretty dramatically.
All.
Terrific backhand again. It can look as though Novak's a little sluggish. He's not feeling it physically, but that came at such a velocity and a change of direction that he was surprised. And that combination just made Djokovic look just a tad slow. again.
30 all.
30 all. Made 60 points already in this opening set. Just in 7.5 games. Looked as though he wanted to hit a backhand volley, didn't it? And then had to make the adjustment. It was a good one.
40-30.
Well, we knew we'd see some great athleticism tonight, and certainly both of them are bringing the best out of each other in that department.
Chung.
Needed that game, didn't he? And Djokovic coming back at him, and he's got it.
Well, he needed the game, and he needed to play the game with a bit of style and a bit of courage as well, because that was some forehand he hit after the return. Novak, arguably the finest exponent ever in the game of the deep return and neutralizing the serve and then getting on an equal footing, and then the percentages go into his favor, but Chung didn't allow the rally to develop.
Team love. $30. Chung is challenging the call on the right first set line. The ball is cut it.
Challenge. Looked a little wide, didn't it? Not quite the time
40
to take that one on.
There's an argument to be said though at 30 love against someone like Novak. Don't give him some rhythm before the next game. So you know, miss it, go big, go quick.
Sure.
Don't allow him to feel confident heading into the next returning game.
Again, Djokovic.
So Djokovic with a comfortable hold. Hasn't had too many of those so far. Sitting just behind the Djokovic camp, interesting. Chung here, serving for the first set. Opened up the court nicely, seems to have done, didn't he?
Yeah, always good to warm up against a wall. Not always so great playing against one. Just sometimes he doesn't necessarily stay rotated as much on his forehand. I think he can actually still get a little bit more of his back to the court when he's hitting that forehand. I think at times it comes out a little bit flatter than perhaps it needs to. He can still get a little more shape, but without losing the pace. That's why Novak's so good. He's so disciplined on the return. I mean, he can spread the play, he can go wide if he wants, but he just sticks it up the middle, as I said, and just makes you come up with something. It's better actually to reply, I think, most of the time back up the middle to Novak. If you try and make something happen off that ball, invariably you miss it.
Oh, that's a great rally to win. Because it looked as though Djokovic was just starting to turn the screw a bit, didn't it?
15-3.
Just starting to miss his first serve with a higher frequency than he would like right now, Chung. Novak doing a great job of what is called basically a gut check, isn't it, of Chung. He just isn't going to miss a ball. That's what it certainly looks like, unless it's absolutely there to deliver on. He's just going to keep forcing him to find a way through him. Arguably one of the most difficult propositions in tennis.
A break points here.
Please.
The set looked to be very much in Chung's pocket.
5 games
As
off.
it is. It's back at 5 apiece.
Yeah, that is a great mental effort from Novak, given the way that he started this match with the double faults and a few loose shots, and Chung was certainly very comfortable early on, finishing off. So I should say starting off where he finished off against Zverev, but turnaround has been dramatic.
Chung, remember, had 2 points to lead 5-1 in
Not a team.
this opening set. Feels like a fair while ago now.
Too cautious, and you cannot be cautious at this stage of a set when Novak has worked as hard as he has to get back into it. He's going to give everything to salvage seemingly lost causes, as that looked after the net call, but just didn't do enough. The doubts are creeping in for the first time for Chung. This is a couple of surprising misses, and given the way that he was so rock solid in the previous game, he's just opening the door for Chung.
how well did he do with the volley? Just to keep it low there. I mean, having lost his balance as well. It made life difficult, didn't
30
he?
on.
And a little grimace. I don't know whether that smash has hurt that elbow or not, but as you say, there's the slip. Did well to keep his balance. The years on the slope there, I think, Nick.
Yes, I was going to say Cain Mountains, isn't it? Is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Maybe I've pronounced that incorrectly, but... 3 unforced errors in this game.
30-40.
Giving Chung the 3 points, enough to take him to break point.
That looks like it was complete nerves affecting Chung's movement there. I mean, he just literally stopped. And then he was just reaching for the ball. The footwork was non-existent. It's vintage Djokovic, that serve, isn't it?
Advantage.
Yeah, a couple of roars after a couple of points won't tell you a fair bit about his competitive instincts. They're well and truly there. Oh, how good is that?
Again,
It's a first set and has completely switched direction. It's a really nice evening here in Melbourne as that shot emphasises a beautiful summer's day. Chung is serving at 5-6.
$15 left.
That was one of the most important shots, I think, in tennis, that three-quarter forehand.
15 on.
Cross court, it's not straight through your opponent, it's round your opponent, and even if they do get there, you just drag them so far off the court, and it's a lot easier to do with the forehand as well, as to generate the pace and the angle. And Novak exhibiting it there, first class.
Somehow he may have hit another ball. Not quite sure what Djokovic is
30-13.
complaining about here. Chung's having a word. Did the vibration damper come out?
There it is. It's on the court. You can actually see it. Novak's about to pick it up. Well, the poor kid's picked it up, but that's where it came off his strings at.
Was that the last smash?
Yeah.
No damage done. Shouldn't detract from how well Chung did there, though, should it?
No.
He was under the pump after that forehand down the line. What would have happened if Djokovic had got the ball back there?
40-15.
I think they would have had to play a let, to be honest.
Would have thought so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Disappointed, I think, more about his court position there than anything else. A little bit further behind the baseline than he would like.
Just knew he caught it a bit late, didn't he? Suggesting that something on the court has got in the way. Oh, that's a tremendous finish.
Yeah,
So that was a very strong game, given what's happened in the last half an hour for Hyeon Chung.
6 games all for set, tiebreak.
Talked about his strength of
Both
mind.
players receive 1 additional challenge.
Yes, that's early test passed here.
Both have now invested so much in this opening set, it just becomes virtually priceless for both of them, particularly Chung, of course. A real step up in terms of the caliber of player he's trying to beat tonight, regardless of the fact that Novak's coming back from injury.
Turning defence into attack.
1-0, Djokovic.
Good stare at the end as well, wasn't it?
A very good tiebreak record. He's already played 5 this season, which is pretty remarkable. Of course, he's played a few here, but he's won 4 of the 5 he's played this season.
Not
only does he extract perfection from his opponents, Novak, he expects it from himself, and he was disappointed with that.
Djokovic looked as though he held the pass till the very last minute, and Chung still found a miraculous volley here.
2-1, Chung.
Amazing balance from Chung. When you're faced with Novak with a double-hander, that you don't overcommit one way or the other is impressive. It was a terrific get from Novak. And at that point, you thought he had him. Couldn't get a read on it as well, so he had to hold his balance as well as he did.
This is just what we expected, isn't it? High quality stuff.
2-1.
The highest. I mean, what a rally. I mean, early on in that rally, there was just a regulation kind of defensive forehand, full stretch from Novak that we kind of just take for granted these days, but it's not easy to do. And yet somehow he managed to force his way to the net. Truly magnificent. Incidentally, that last second serve was 178 Ks from Novak. No residue, it would appear, from those double faults early on in this match. Or maybe there is.
3-2, Chung.
So the break goes the way of the South Korean. Bigger first set for Chung.
Definitely. Although the physical toll is, as we said right at the start of this, a little bit of an unknown for Novak out here. I don't think Chung will be too disappointed in some respects if he lost it, in terms of the fact that how long it's gone. sense of the word.
Longest rally of the match, 26 strokes. Each of them had a purpose.
How good was the backhand down the line late on in the rally, though? I mean, there was not much follow through. It was just a little flick of the wrist. I think it was just prior to that, wasn't it? Look at the height over the net to give it the depth, and then the finish. It was a masterpiece of a point from Novak. Expected a few of those. That was maybe above expectations in terms of the quality and the significance of it as well.
Serbian fans in the house taking to their feet after that one.
There we go.
Still though locked, this tiebreak very much in the balance.
That's terrific.
4-3, Chung.
It feels like his forehand's gone up a level, doesn't it, in this breaker?
It's needed to match the challenge that he's now under from Djokovic. Could do with a couple of first serves here, former world #1. Got the first serve.
5-3.
He's breathing hard.
Yeah, and the urgency to get the towel there was obvious, wasn't it? Two forehands that go astray.
6-3.
Chung has got 3 set points here.
Well, 3-all when Chung hit those terrific forehands to go up 4-3. Right at the end, Novak was stretching with one arm to try and chip it back, and he then flexed his elbow at the end of it, and he's just done it again after that missed forehand.
Djokovic is changing the ball on the left far sideline. The ball was cut out.
Pull there. Djokovic going for a broke, really. That was nice.
Chung.
That is an outstanding finish to such an impressive set, given the way it unfolded as well. He had a grip of it early, seemed to let it slip, but he's found a way to take it. Hyeon Chung wins the first set.
Look at the team.
unfortunate with the forehand up the line, wasn't he? It just seemed to be a little shorter on Chung than perhaps he thought it would be. So I think he just got him slightly out of position. Still had to work pretty hard to win the point though, didn't he?
Some phenomenal rallies.
And of course he called Roy Emerson's record of 6 Aussie Opens here at the Serb.
Tough to recreate this in practice as well. That intensity, you know, you can do drills and you can do things that will allow you to play longer rallies, but to do it with the intensity and emotion.
Yeah, look at this after this particular shot.
The pain. Look at his face. Stretching it out down the other end as well. You didn't quite get to see that, but we're looking at Novak pretty carefully here, and he had his arm up over his head. You can see him shaking his hand here, so all is not well.
Very concerning.
Trying to relieve some of the pain by getting the scoreboard in his favour early here in the second. Can he do so?
To accelerate that one, did he? If we're being really critical, and of course we're looking at every detail here, but it didn't look particularly committed, did it?
Advantage Chung.
The way down to the backhand up the line here and changed the course of the point really with his forehand was just too good.
Just a little over eager to take that ball on there, Chung, who's also working hard in this game, as you can see.
6 of 20 behind the second serve in this match as Chung.
Advantage Djokovic.
Well, Chung Djokovic on the order of play at any tournament around the world is going to get people interested, isn't it? I mean, what they produce time and time again is just spellbinding. Wow, what a forehand. Break point down from downtown. And to beat Novak hands down like that from there is just remarkable. Too good. Incredible movement from Novak to get behind the ball to be able to hit an aggressive shot here. He was so quick to get over there.
The idea seemed to be right, didn't it? The space down the line, decent approach. It's burnt though.
How strong is Chung out the backhand corner? I mean, he is just an immovable object, isn't it? You think you're going to create a little bit of space, but you just don't. He's just open stance, rip back in the middle before you know it, and it's like you can't gain any territory. To steal it away. What an exhibition of movement this has proven to be.
Yes, athletic prowess of the very highest order. Neville Godwin's got a good one here, isn't he? Another scintillating winner.
Good team though.
Totally flat-footed.
15 on.
Just going to shut a Mark Webber there, Formula One driver.
Hey! 15-30. Problems
mounting.
Yeah, I just think he's winded. Just the intensity of the points is just phenomenal. And at his peak, yeah, that would play into his hands, but he's not at, I would say, peak match fitness yet.
Made it. He's making
Chung leads 2 games to love.
Not entirely sure how a tennis court came to be for a singles 23 metres long and 8 metres wide, but I bet both of these two players are pretty glad it isn't any wider because the points would never end. And they move so well. It's just a, I mean, that's not a bad approach shot. You never felt like Novak was going to win that point.
15 love.
This guy's got legs the size of tree trunks. Hyeon Chung. He's a strong young man. Very, very powerful.
So I don't know
why the dimension of tennis court came out like that, but because the net, what, 3 foot in the middle, 3'6" at the side. I mean, that was that used to be tinkered with by the Wimbledon referee, depending on how dominant the serve was back in the 19th century. Serve was dominated too much. They even moved the service line back in those days. Oh, this guy is playing tennis from all over the court at the moment. It's almost as though the net isn't there.
40 love.
He's in a hot streak right now, isn't he? Well, made that ball look easy.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing well, but is it a hot streak or is this the norm? I kind of feel this is the norm for him.
Sure. And if it is, it's worrying for everybody else. That's for sure. Djokovic guessing again. And the serve has got real trouble here.
New balls, please.
So Novak Djokovic with problems to solve. Love 3. Just been given anything to work with.
Love 2.
Nothing at the moment is coming easily. Regardless of how he's feeling physically.
I think we can see how he's feeling physically, serving and volleying on the opening points. I mean, smart in one way, trying to change up the rhythm of some of the rallies that are clearly favouring Chung right now, but also shortening them from his perspective, but still having to come up with career pickups to win points.
Mm-hmm.
$30-15.
Shouldn't be forgotten he was a long way behind in the opening set, wasn't he? Before finding his way back into it.
Again, Djokovic.
He hadn't put 90 minutes worth of work into it though at that stage, had he? So I think that's the one thing that's going to be fascinating to watch, is just to see how much energy he has for the fight, in terms of the fight back, just to get competitive in this set. He looks pretty motivated right now. That was a very quick go to the towel and get back ready for action here from Novak. There's a real sense of urgency, which is why you saw the more evident dejection when he lost the point, because he'd certainly set his sights on trying to grab a couple of these early points in this game, and it was set up beautifully, wasn't it?
Djokovic.
40.
That one seemed to be even more painful.
Yep. Yeah, and obviously you can't start pulling out of these. It's instinctive. As a tennis player, you see the ball, you run after it, you try your best, but yeah, he's felt the pain again.
Chung.
There wasn't a whole lot of effort in that return, was there? That is very concerning.
Chung leads 4-1.
The game certainly missed him, there's no doubt about that. Let's hope they're not going to miss any more of him. Win or lose tonight. 1-4.
Djokovic is challenging the call on the left far sideline. The ball was caught out. Love it.
Well, even with Djokovic, he's kind of rolling the dice
Djokovic
here.
has two
He's
challenges
not able to win the point pitch.
No, exactly, and I'm just thinking Chung's double hand has got to be top 5 in the world right now. When you combine it with his movement, his ability to defend.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't give up anything, does it? Doesn't give up real estate, doesn't lack pace.
No.
And he can change direction at will.
Yeah, and he can use the slice when he needs to as well, when he's defending, it seems. Not that he needs to do that often. There's the vibration starting to go again. That's about anything that's gone wrong tonight. Try and keep that in.
15-30.
I mean, he's hit 23 winners, 17 unforced against one of the best defenders the game's ever. I mean, he's managed his tennis magnificently.
30 over.
Tasty change-up. It had to be very good.
40-30.
It was.
Deuce.
He's missed one.
Advantage Djokovic.
Djokovic enjoying a couple of slightly more better points here.
Deuce.
Absolutely perfectly.
Advantage Chung.
Finishing touches. Not there for him.
Does have a little bit of a forehand grip, doesn't he, on that volley, and when he swings at it, because perhaps again he's worried about Chung's ability to defend in that corner, it can force him to lose a bit of control. Not the first time we've seen him miss one of those. But nice recovery.
How good was the control on the half volley there?
Advantage Djokovic.
Incredible change of direction.
Again, Djokovic.
Well, he reduces the arrears. It's still hard graft out here.
Chung leads 4 games to 2.
It's 4-2.
But again, he's taken a little bit away from Novak in terms of his legs. He's just not giving him anything for free, and he's just stood up to the challenge as best he can, and got to admire that from Chung. Novak at his absolute finest. What a return of serve on the stretch.
Love 15.
I don't know whether Chung could get a little bit more out of his serve. You know, he's got one of these platform serves with the feet right together, a bit like Roddick. He's obviously got strong legs. He can drive up, so the physical ability is there. I do just sometimes feel like he's forcing it a bit. Whether that back foot could be a little bit further back in the style of Novak or Roger even.
15.
Just give him a little bit of a rock back onto the back foot so that maybe it could just be a little bit more fluid. Because there is that route open for Djokovic if there are first serves missed, although there's been precious few so far from Chung. 76% of his first serves landing in this set alone. Punished twice in a row.
Yeah, that was only 1-2-9.
15-14.
Yeah, and I just wonder whether he sometimes mid-match loses a bit of rhythm on that second serve, and the pace comes down substantially because of the way that he sets up to serve.
Djokovic.
Would you believe it? It's a poor game from Chung. To be fair, he hasn't thrown in too many. And Djokovic has got the break back at 4-3
Chung
here.
needs 4 games to 3.
This would be some story, that would be. Djokovic here, back on serve. Seemingly back in a bit of a groove.
15 love.
Guess it's tough to expect Chung to continue at the pace he was, Betch, but
Yeah, I think tough to expect it, although didn't look completely out of his comfort zone, to be honest, the way that he was playing. But the serve got out of sync in the last game, and
30 love.
Novak a little bit of a change in terms of how aggressive he was off the second serve, perhaps just threw Chung a little bit as well, made him panic. Small margins as ever.
Mm-hmm. 30-15.
moment of panic, wasn't there? But, it was okay.
40-15. Net.
Tennis Sang,
First
I
serve.
can tell you, has beat Dominic Thiem.
Again, Djokovic. Four games off.
Well, he clawed his way back in the first, he's clawed his way back in the second.
And after he clawed his way back in the first, Chung played a wonderful game at 5-6 down, didn't he? Very aggressive. Hit Novak early in the rallies. He's going to have to do the same again here, you feel. Unable to do so. There was a nice 1-2 punch at 5-6 that got him up and running quickly, but already a sense that his serve will be under siege here.
Seemed to entirely commit to the forehand up the line there, or was that just me? No.
I think he was just trying to massage it to the
Yeah.
baseline, and he just got it wrong. And those are the sort of errors that one often see from Djokovic.
(30-15). 40-15.
Let Chung off the hook after that opening point.
Game, Chung.
He's been able to capitalise.
Chung leads 5 games to 4. Thank you.
Serve serving once again to stay in the second set of 5-6.
Please. Love it, team.
Obviously fortunate, but also perhaps deserving of it. You know, he's got after this ball. He's really taken it to Novak, and he's got the benefit courtesy of the net cord. Coast to coast, and Chung was still there, able to put a racket on the ball. I really don't understand the logic of the authorities wanting more points to be decided by luck with net cords off the serve.
It's in college tennis, of course.
Well, the ITF juniors now, they're playing net cords off the serve. There's the enhancement value for the fan. When points are decided by luck off a 130-mile-an-hour serve, you've even got less time to react. It just doesn't seem any common sense at all. Felt good. Not good enough to challenge.
Return, wasn't it? Heavy return again. Djokovic just caught by surprise. Melbourne just hidden there, back left again. He's been in his seat most of this match. 2 points away, a 2-set lead.
Beautiful delivery. 40-30. That was exactly as he imagined it, as he was standing on the baseline there, bouncing the ball. That's where he wanted to place it. Enough pace to just get it away from Chung.
Everyone could see him shake the elbow after the first serve, couldn't they? The discomfort seemingly is there.
No aces to offset the 8 double faults now for Djokovic.
Up to his team for a Chung. They can hardly contain their excitement as their man is at set point here.
Please. to 5.
Set number 3 here, the Rod Laver Arena.
The 15th.
The last time, incidentally, Djokovic came back from 2 sets to love down to win a match. It was actually, ironically, against the man who Neville was coaching at the time, Kevin Anderson. It was in at Wimbledon in 2015 there. Djokovic was down a couple of sets in that one, turned it around to win in 5. Seppi at the French. They dropped the opening couple of sets. That was 2012. This guy. Almost impossible to breach his defences, it would seem. Djokovic
30-all.
Certainly hasn't been able to do enough. I mean, absolutely remarkable. He just couldn't find a way through. Ultimately, he was worn down.
Yeah,
there is something to work with. He's found himself behind early in both sets 1 and 2.
Again, Djokovic.
And there is a break right at the start of the 3rd. Of course, when you're 2 sets to love down, I'm sure you're looking at the mountain.
First game, 3rd set.
It's a great return, isn't it? Nothing wrong with the serve there, really, is there? Full stretch, and he stuck it within an inch of the baseline. His old one.
30-15.
actually asked the other day if he meditates. So it was in the affirmative, or the positive, excuse me, saying he does regularly to get him in a calm place. Sure he's in a calm place
30
at the
on.
moment, are you?
No, not at all. Not total turmoil, but certainly a tussle, unquestionably. I think the transcript actually put medicates on it, which of course gives a total different connotation to that question, which thankfully people remedied, as Chung may well remedy the fact that he lost his opening service game and get the break straight back here. I mean, it is just movement of the highest quality.
That last forehand looked pretty weary, didn't it? I mean, it's not a surprise, is it? That's another very good effort. Neville Goldwyn, of course, coached a Grand Slam finalist at the last major at the US Open. You never know, he might be sitting in that box again on Sunday. Who knows?
I agree, who knows? I mean, I think coming in today, there was definitely a feeling that there was a couple of potentially big upsets on the cards today. I don't think that anyone that's watched enough tennis over the years and having watched Sangren play through the tournament felt as though he didn't have a chance today. Everyone felt like he had a chance, and so it proved to be an incredibly dramatic match that he ended up winning. And this also.
Mark referring to tennis, Sangren, who of course won earlier on today in the battle over on Hyacinth against Jannik Sinner. It's a body blow for Team, though, isn't it? You've got to say, I mean, full credit to Tennis Sangren, great player as we know, but it's another tough loss at a major for Team.
So good his recognition, as I said, of the flow of a match when suddenly he feels as though he's being a little too defensive or his opponent is going to come after him. I still feel Novak perhaps has played up the tee, up the middle a little bit too much now. It hasn't necessarily been as successful as it usually is for him against someone like Chung, who's nimble enough to get out of the way to have a swing at the ball. Arguably get away from that play and go big early wide of Chung off these seconds. Not going to be able to do it off a serve like that, though. That's too good.
30-15.
It's about 10 Ks above average, I think, for Chung. 11, in fact, and on the service line. Surprised Novak couldn't make the adjustment. Again, got to hand it to him. Good recognition that perhaps Novak was going to come after it, and he kept him at bay. Better. I think that's the way to go.
30-all.
And I think that's the way you've almost got to play Chung from now on. If you get second serves, I don't think you can just knock the ball back if you don't. If you've got the quality that Djokovic has on the return, I think you've got to see it more as a mid-court ball, short ball, rather than a second serve and just crush it.
Sure.
40-30.
Terrific footwork, great preparation early enough, and again I think he's got that little element in his game that he's able to see his opponent's move out of that front eye there a little bit earlier. It's too much of a coincidence that he sends his opponent the wrong way too often.
As if to say, okay, first major here a decade ago did the Serb.
Love the team
here in Melbourne, which is one shy of his number at the US Open. This is number 62. He's going to be hard to come by, though.
Yep. Well, and one of the things that's hurt him is he's had no aces tonight. He's 0 for 8, so that's a 0 for 8 ratio. And in his career, he's been pretty much 2.5 aces to 1 double fault. He's been in the positive. So, I mean, that, again, is crucial when it comes to this remodeled service motion.
Coach on the left there, just come through. Boris Becker, you can see there courtside.
Again, it's about delivering those serves when it matters the most. Double fault in the breaker at 2-all, wasn't it? To hand the mini break to Chung. He did recover it to go 3-all, but it was a double fault out wide that he missed.
And I
made the point a few times, but even in Federer's great run recently against Nadal on hard courts, when it comes to break points, Federer made 19 out of 25 first serves on break point. I mean, it's a huge advantage to play, obviously, the big points when you're making your first serve and salvaging situations. And it's been crucial for Novak over his career as well, the amount of great first serves he's made on when he's been down, and you can see the rhythm isn't quite there.
It was a strange one. The first serve was 158, the second was 166, and it wasn't really even close to second, was it?
Just late getting there because he doesn't think it's coming back. It's not because he's being complacent. He's just, wow, that's come back again.
Yeah.
Well, what do I have to do to hit a winner?
Looked a little flat, didn't it?
advantage Chung.
Chung just applying the pressure. It's a break point.
Net for serve. Game.
There's the
Chung.
break.
Chung looking more and more like a winner out here.
Chung leads 3-1.
We talked about the movement, we talked about the quality of his shots, but again, the slice was big there, wasn't it? Under pressure, just put the slice back deep, bought himself some time, and then was able to put the foot on the accelerator.
Thank you. Look at him.
Just taking that one a little bit earlier.
Love 30.
Just going back to Novak's. So I can't see a match, well, a best of 5 encounter that he's played. It doesn't have to go to a 5th set. It can be 3 straight that he hasn't served an ace in. In fact, the lowest I can see is against Monfils at the US Open. This is not including Davis Cup, but that was just 3 aces in 5 sets, and that was all the way back, of course. In 2005, they serve obviously got dramatically better. So again, just an illustration, not 1 ace tonight so far in 2.5 long sets, but his application here has been exemplary.
Couple of break points. The man who's seeded 14 at these championships.
That is one of the most ridiculous rallies you'll ever see. Oh my goodness, how good was that from Chung? I mean, it was great from Djokovic as well, because he brought the best out of Chung. You got more chance of moving Table Mountain than you have of Chung out of that backhand corner. I mean, he's an immovable force.
Gotta do it all over again. Yeah, it's hard to put into words the quality you see, isn't it? And just his ability in a situation like that to keep pressing, because Djokovic has got 4 or 5 balls back in play here that he's thinking against everyone else in the world, that's done. He's still there. Look up towards his corner. Neville's bumped. Up the lot. This might be the game of the year, Petch.
You know, I'm always going to be biased, but when I watch tennis like this, I just think it's the best sport ever. I mean, the athleticism, the eye-hand coordination, the control under pressure, all the facets you need to produce points like this. Oh, he's painted the line.
And his reflection, his face, really says it all, doesn't it? No words needed from us. An open stance that as well. Having just played the 4 points he's had to play. Love the stare.
Advantage Djokovic.
He's wondering if he was away for 6 months or 6 years, Petch.
How the game's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, that had everything, didn't it? Testosterone and velocity. His pride's taken a little bit of a dent here.
Another stare. The young man maybe thought he was there. No, he's not there just yet. Djokovic bounces back and breaks back to 3-2. It's just been 2 hours and 40 minutes. Djokovic back on serve in the third.
Net first serve. Team up.
There you go, Petch. You got one.
Perseverance personified. 2 hours, 41 minutes it took.
Even.
Reduce the angle
40-15
with the amount of pace he's done. Djokovic scrambling from the off.
Again, Djokovic.
Just a little look, Alex Stefanik, what a great competitor he was.
3 games over.
As you were saying, Mark, he made life uncomfortable for a few players in his time, didn't he?
He certainly did. And yeah, he didn't do it with overwhelming power as well. It was intelligent, incisive play. Andre, of course, in your box as well. When you look over to him, you're going to be thinking of 99 and the French Open, down 2 sets to love to Medvedev before coming back to complete the career Grand Slam. So if he is in need of inspiration in terms of the possibilities on offer tonight, then he can certainly look over to his corner and find them there. And was the little fist bump at the end of the last game just the suggestion that he feels that maybe Chung just starting to drop his level somewhat? Sends him the wrong way, effortlessly.
15 over.
All of the top players are happy to allow their lower ranked players to catch fire for a while because they know at some stage those flames will be doused. But this has been a towering inferno from Chung for over 2.5 hours. And little sign of abating at the moment.
The
next gen certainly made their mark last year, didn't they? In the second half of the season, producing when the ATP had been keen to give them a higher profile.
Well, that's where I've been most impressed with him. He just hasn't sat back and hoped
30 over.
at certain moments in the match that Novak's going to just sort of make a mistake. He's gone after him and he's hit him surprisingly early in rallies as well. He's been difficult to pick when it's going to happen as well. It's kept Novak off balance.
I've seen Djokovic moving forwards out of the corner of his eye there.
30-40.
Only explain the miss really because that was a messy one.
Yeah.
There haven't been too many missteps, have there? Chance here for Djokovic to win a 3rd straight game.
Tell you what, if he doesn't break here, he's going to do well to recover from this.
Deuce.
I mean, an incredible get here, a poor drop shot. And it didn't need to go back behind him. There was no way Chung could make up that ground. Again, as I say, he's got that little forehand grip. He can lose a little bit of control on it.
Because of the way this guy's moved tonight.
No, I'm sure in his mind he did, but it was overcomplicated. He didn't need to.
Sure.
He moves well, but yeah. Even he would have needed a bit of nitroglycerine in his shoes to have made that distance up.
Again, Chung.
Well, that's off. Hyeon Chung once again with a stare up towards his corner. Serving at 3-4.
Love the team.
As durable as Djokovic is, you just wonder whether that missed volley was the final straw, even for his strength of mind.
Good team on.
Drawing on inspiration on this court, probably not too difficult for him, is it? You never forget those back-to-back wins of both nearly 6 hours. Is that, what year is that now? Maybe Murray, and then of course 9, 10, somewhere around that.
Net for serve.
Two of the greatest matches of all time, really, if you take it all in. Certainly from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, it was 2012, wasn't it? 6 years ago. And he's going to have to go that length of distance if he were going to turn this around. That is just a phenomenal shot from the flanks, isn't it?
Consideration here, because
30-40.
he's not got a lot of court to work with there, is he? Where he hits his backhand from. Sort of hitting that inside out, really. Remarkable.
Net for serve. Please. Djokovic is challenging the call on the right serve. Ball was caught out. Second serve.
It's only 149.
Djokovic has 2 challenges.
Chung just couldn't get out of the way of it.
Advantage Djokovic.
players dodged the break points. And it's 4 apiece.
Well, it was time for the old Donald Rumsfeld quote, wasn't it? The known knowns, the known unknowns, but what we don't know is the unknown unknowns, and that's what really sort of occurred there. He's just got himself in a position to win, Chung, and, well, for the first time in the match, really, you felt that his faltering was self-inflicted rather than the excellence from Djokovic in terms of turning some of this around.
Oh, yes. Nonchalant, confident nod there, wasn't there?
Really do get a sense that his body language at times in the last 15 minutes or so has just suggested that he feels he's close to breaking the resistance.
That's first serve.
It looked unlikely when in the last game he was trying to save that break point, but that little nod once again to his box would suggest it.
Saw it coming, and here we go. Something of a release, wasn't it?
Yeah, and as you say, Nick, he saw it coming, didn't he? Years of tracking down every single ball to the best of his ability. Sensed there was space in the forecourt that appeared after the quality of backhand from Chung, and he was on his way. And that extra step that he got before Chung played it allowed him to get there.
Well, we talked about this guy being pretty strong between the ears
15 to beat
in the warm-up. And he seems cool as a cucumber, doesn't he? Demeanor he has.
please.
Again there, that understanding and the ability to produce the big shots straight after the serve, what we like to call the +1 shot, is truly magnificent. It's been inspiring to watch him just take the challenge on that Djokovic has given him and respond in the manner that he has.
Hyeon Chung taking it to another level. Considering where he was at love 30, and you've got to consider the reaction of the crowd at love 30 as well, and all the energy that was in here and the pressure that was on him. These are 3 pretty special points he's played.
Thank you. Please.
That's big time.
Juice.
shy of 3 hours this has been.
Advantage.
He's got a fair bit of pace to work with here, but lovely balance. Well, if he did think he was close to a breakthrough,
Chung, your boss, please.
he was proved wrong. Chung's reaction there. Well, in the space of 3 or 4 minutes, he finds himself serving to stay in the match. Chung,
15.
as you probably saw at the end of that last game, looked very confident. I don't know if he's as assured inside as he seemed on the outside. Time will tell. The strange thing is, as we sit here, you should have,
39.
and it is a slightly strange thing to say, but you get the sense we could be 5 minutes away from the end, or we could be 3 hours and 5 minutes away from the end. Because if Djokovic does take this set, well, he might be burning the midnight oil.
I, for one, won't be complaining. That's got an absolute gem of a backer.
30-15.
Well, last year was what described as the retro year, with Roger and Rafa dominating in the slams. This feels like at times watching one of those retro video games, wasn't it? Pong or something?
Yes, right.
It's like, but just in Technicolor.
Yeah. That was a pacey first serve, isn't it?
40-15.
That one. Not quite his fastest.
Too many fans also would be disappointed, you feel, just looking at their reaction to that game from Novak if this one went on and on and on, because they want more. Andre just given his assessment of the current scenario, which is precarious, of course. That doesn't quite yet feel insurmountable for Djokovic. But often, traditional sort of logic suggests you get that return into the backhand side of most players, and it's going to give you a better chance to get on the front foot with your second shot after the return if you're the returner. But maybe with Chung's forehand, arguably more balls being directed there could elicit that kind of unforced error. So sometimes maybe you got to change your philosophy when you play certain players. And ever since he gave the kind of semi-confident walk here, he hasn't looked as assured, Chung.
He's going to live to regret that. He's loved 30 down, remember, in his previous service game.
To be.
Change up.
Too
good. That's all you can say, isn't it? If you're waiting for any frailties as a Djokovic fan, really haven't been in their minutes so far. Feels like it's almost an identical situation to when he last served, because he got himself out of trouble. Djokovic didn't do anything wrong, really, from the 30 love point.
He's
from this guy. Djokovic serving at 5-6.
That's for serve.
Good job. Just a casual flick of the wrist for a return winner otherwise. Sure what happened there. Novak seemed to hesitate and then seemed to be in two minds about which way to play this. Well, he just doesn't miss backhand. It's as simple as that. Maybe one.
15.
I don't know whether it hurts his elbow to pronate his serve out wide on the outside, but he certainly hasn't gone there that often. Djokovic, it's the only place his ace has come from, but I do wonder whether that...
Time and time again has been asked such stern questions.
30-15.
That was actually a good volley, wasn't it? I mean, it looked easy, but Chung's on his way there.
Certainly had more frequency with that serve down the tee, as I'm saying, which has perhaps allowed Chung a better read of the Djokovic serve than he would have had in the past. So tie-break time. First one was fun, wasn't it? To be fair, that was most of
6 games all, third set. Tiebreak.
Not had a lull. No.
Both players receive
like
one
last
additional
night.
challenge. Thank you. Quiet, please. Thank you. Chung.
Winner, of course, of those next-gen finals in Milan in early November was Hyeon Chung. He's actually never made it beyond the semi-final at a tour level event.
It could well be the first breakout now, Jen.
Yeah.
With shots like that.
Phenomenal start to the breaker.
For a guy that for a while had a forehand that many felt perhaps would end up being a liability. He's got more winners tonight than Djokovic off that particular wing.
Is
that going to prove fatal? If it isn't, he's going to have to summon up his considerable powers on the return. We've seen it over the years. And more so against Federer in that epic semi-final with the forehand return on match point down. Wasn't quite as impressive, but it was very valuable. Just the fact that he got it back into play there. It was a good first serve from Chung. Djokovic has to laugh.
I mean, if he'd have won that point, I think we might have all gone home, mightn't we?
Well, we wouldn't have been far off going home, would we? I mean,
3-2, Chung.
How is this guy's athleticism? He was pushed to Sydney and back, and he still got here and almost pulled off a forehand. I mean, you can only laugh.
2 big points for Djokovic, though.
That's for serve.
I'm a little surprised he hasn't got after that second serve in that manner. He's got the capability, big targets, plenty of velocity on the return. That'll be my only minor criticism of his performance tonight.
Structure ball's good for serve.
That's the serve I don't think he's found with the same accuracy as he did before the elbow injury kept him out of the game for 6 months. And back to his favourite serve. He was good enough.
Opening 3 points by the man from Korea. The second three bouncing back nicely from Djokovic here. A huge roar really from the crowd here of this has been a treat. Full house once again inside this magnificent stadium. 3 apiece.
Chung.
Well, he did everything right there, apart from the final shot. Novak, he bided his time until he got the ball to take on, but he just couldn't convert the opportunity.
Superlatives for this guy. He has been mainline tonight.
5-3. Chung. Thank you. Quiet, please. Thank you.
Lapping it up.
Six, 3. Chung.
21 years of age. Hyeon Chung on the cusp of dispatching the 6-time former champion.
Thank you. Please. Quiet, please. Please.
Australian Open. He becomes the first Korean ever to make the last 8 in a major. That was a performance that will live long in the memory. It's just the start of his career. It's going to be a good one. He's through. 7-6, 7-5, 7-6.
Usually you look up to see the stars. Tonight we look down on the Rod Laver Arena court to see a new one born into the tennis universe.